Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we're going to be starting a series of articles where we're going to be putting our industry analyst hat on, and we're going to be taking a really close look at Microsoft Fabric. And the reason we're doing this is because of statements like this that came out, like this analyst firm. They're like the product, they're talking about Microsoft Fabric. The product is already demonstrating strong momentum as just 2 years post-launch. It has more than 25,000 customers and 55% year-over-year revenue growth and represents the fastest growing data platform in Microsoft's history. All right. First thing we're going to do in this series is explain why that statement, that sentence right there is complete and utter bullshit. All right. So let me ask you a serious question, right? Microsoft, and this analyst firm says that Microsoft Fabric is growing 55% year over year. But if I force every existing customer to stop buying one SKU and instead buy a different SKU, did I grow the business or did I just rename revenue? Sorry. So because once you start looking at Microsoft's public filings and what they've done in the over the past year, year and a half, 2 years, right? Fabric starts looking a lot less impressive, in my opinion, right? So let's be clear about something, right? Microsoft does not report Microsoft Fabric revenue separately, okay? Not in the 10K, not in the earnings tables, not anywhere, okay? And that's one of the first things you're going to look for as an industry analyst, right? They only report three buckets, basically. They report, I think it's productivity and business processes, intelligent cloud, and like personal computing or something like that. So Fabric does not get its own line item, right? So if Fabric is quote unquote making money, right? It has to be hiding somewhere like inside of Azure consumption, because that is how Microsoft classifies Microsoft Fabric, is that it's Azure, right? So this isn't speculation here, people. This is accounting realities, all right? So now let's talk about like the part that this article, right, and everyone else seems to want to gloss over, right? Microsoft retired Power BI premium SKUs. Okay, they don't do that in general. Okay, Microsoft, we have customers that have been on Microsoft SKUs that haven't existed for a decade. Okay, they're still on those SKUs because Microsoft grandfathered them into those SKUs, and they never retired those SKUs in terms you can't buy them anymore, but you're still grandfathered in. Microsoft didn't do any of that with Power BI Premium SKUs. They killed the SKU off, right? No grandfathering, nothing like that. You used to be able to buy this SKU, now you can't. Now you have to buy Fabric capacity, right? So if you want enterprise Power BI today, you're forced to buy a Fabric capacity, right? So, which means same customers, right? Same workloads, roughly the same spend. It's just billed under a different SKU. So when Microsoft says Fabric grew 55% year over year, grew from what? Right? Because Power BI Premium growth went to zero the day Microsoft killed it. Right? You can't claim growth on the new SKU without acknowledging that the old SKU was intentionally shut down. Right? So here's some logic that Microsoft and MVPs out there can't escape. Okay. If Microsoft Fabric were generating real net new revenue, Azure revenue would be re-accelerating. Okay. Microsoft would be disclosing this fact very proudly. Like Microsoft, like when something is successful, Microsoft, they can't shut the hell up about it. All right. And analysts would be getting real like average per unit numbers, average revenue per unit numbers, right? But we're not getting any of this. None of that is happening, right? Azure growth is basically flat, right? Margins are under pressure. Fabric gets customer counts, not dollars, right? This tells me, somebody that has my industry analyst hat on, that Fabric isn't creating new money. It's relabeling existing money, all right? And here's the kicker, right? Even if revenue is flat, right? Fabric is almost certainly worse for their Microsoft's margins. Why? Because Spark is expensive, customers are inefficient, capacity sharing absorbs the burst risk, right? AI workloads add volatility. So Microsoft may have the same revenue, but they're going to have lower margins and higher infrastructure costs. And this is all to gain long-term platform control. Okay, Microsoft's making an investment here, right? So the 55%, is it fake? I mean, you could argue on it one way or the other, but no, I mean, it has grown. It's been a forced growth, and it's not real growth. But Fabric as a platform has more users now because they force people off of Power BI Premium SKUs and onto Fabric SKUs. So is it growth fake? No, but it's deeply, deeply misleading without the context, right? A more honest statement would be that Fabric is growing rapidly as customers migrate from legacy SKUs and consolidate their analytics workloads onto Fabric, right? Because people are coming off of Power BI Premium, they're coming off of Synapse, right? And they're going on to Fabric because they're being forced to, okay? This is not a revenue breakout for Fabric, okay? It's just not. It's a long-term control strategy, right? So Fabric isn't a revenue innovation, right? It's a lock-in strategy. That is what Microsoft Fabric is. Lock you into OneLake, lock you into unified billing, lock you into this collapsed analytics tooling, right? So Microsoft is playing this long game, and they're willing to eat margins now in order to own your platform later, right? So the next time you hear this bullshit about Fabric is going 55% a year, remember, growth in a renamed SKU is not the same thing as growth in a business. Okay. And until Microsoft shows real numbers, Fabric is just a strategy, not a revenue engine. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.